Lilian Towers, of course, meeting IEBC. Similar meetings are taking place all over the country. In studio, have Martin Ndati and Martin Olo with me. Listening into Chebukati and Ndati, the issue of Chapter 6 clearly is coming out. What are your thoughts? Is this something that's going to be used to lock out a good number of candidates? And what scenario does that present now?
Well, if you don't meet the requirements, that is it. It's the law, you know. So, of course, we hope that somebody is not going to abuse it. Because
KNHCR actually was at the Supreme Court yesterday trying to get a clarification of it.
Yeah, but you know, there are issues of ethics. There are also issues of morality. So they are supposed to stick on the requirements of the law, because there are issues about the certificate of good conduct. Although there are people who have raised queries about the issue of the certificate of good conduct. When people serve a term in prison, they come out, they're supposed to have reformed. So do you continue punishing them for having committed an offense?
Yeah.
Because, and some of the people have also served time. Like Akina Raila were detained over political issues. So you see, you are punishing them for crimes they committed long time ago. Two, you are going back to the past. When does it apply that people who served time long time ago, do we operationalize it after 2010, or do we punish them for even offenses they committed earlier? Because we didn't have Chapter 6 in the old constitution. So there are people who had committed some of those offenses earlier, and they want to vie for elective office. Of course, there are also people who have made fake certificates, and that is when you will have the commission coming in. They want to find out if you are having a fake certificate, do you really deserve being called a leader? Because let's respect education for what it is. Of course, there are also questions about the degree issue. We don't have it in Britain. We don't have it in America. Why are we having
it here?
Yeah, but as the law currently is, that is the law. So if one wants to challenge, they'll need to go to court and ask for that particular portion to be expunged. But currently, you will not go and present a fake certificate or a fake degree and get away with it.
I foresee a lot of court issues between now and the election, because the Leadership and Integrity Act provides that a person can only be barred from contesting in an election after exhausting all judicial processes. Yes. So clearly, you're going to have a lot of back and forth. Olo, what are your thoughts?
Actually, you will not have any back and forth, because I trust that my colleagues in the IEBC know the law so well that they will not try and do anything that will undermine the law. So they know too well that if I'm suspected, I'm just suspected.
I'm a suspect.
If it's an allegation, they're just allegations. And if I go to the first court, the magistrate's court, and then I don't get a favor, I can go to the high court, then I can go to the court of appeal, and I must go to Supreme Court. Only after that can it be refutable, and therefore it holds the ground. But I want to say that the issues that I had the chairman raising are less of the leadership and integrity issue, but more of compliance. And that's why he was referring to Article 138 of the Constitution, to the extent that it spells out the qualifications for a presidential candidate, qualifications for a governor candidate, and the fact that for both those and their running mates, there's a requirement that they meet a certain threshold, including the degree. Now, that's our law, and we cannot fight with that law. What we need to do is to say that's our law for now. When we have a new opportunity or another opportunity to review our law, we might say, okay, fine. We don't necessarily need degrees. As a matter of fact, I don't think that people with degrees are any better than people without degrees. But that's how we were thinking, because we've seen some good people without degrees.
You do know there's a degree craze in this country.
Yeah, I know. And that's why there are people buying these degrees.
Yeah, and faking them.
I wish you just came and said, I don't have a degree, but I'm me. I'm Martin Olo. And then people assess
I can be a good leader.
I can be a good leader. Yeah. So leadership is something else. Qualifications, and particularly academic qualifications, are another thing. And that's why, at the end of the day, the people who are going to make decisions are Kenyans in their ordinary nature. And they're not looking at you because of your education. If they look at you because of education, so be it. But mainly they'll be looking at you, how useful are you, how engaged are you, how would you be able to serve them? And sometimes it's not about your education.
Okay, let's stay with IEBC. And Ndati, IEBC is meeting aspirants all over the country. What sort of issues do you think aspirants should raise between them and IEBC to make sure that we have credible process where there isn't issues after the election being raised, or we asked you to do this, we should have done this way. What are the critical issues that aspirants should raise with the IEBC right now?
There are issues of the requirements, the qualifications, of course, the campaign schedules. You know, you have so many people vying in most of the places and most of the seats. So you will need people to agree on the programs. How are they going to do their campaigns so that there's no conflict? Then, of course, issues of security will come up. You will need to be given enough security. So for the security to be organized, you will need to agree with the guys who are holding security dockets. I think there's another meeting tomorrow where the guys in charge of security in the counties and in the constituencies are also going to meet the aspirants so that they agree on the issues of if you are a candidate, you need to be given enough security, and there's no clash in terms of the programming, and you don't stretch the security apparatus, because you know it's not just attending to the politicians who are seeking office. There are also other security
the other issues that we need to attend to.
So you must be able to strike a balance so that there is no conflict. All those issues will come up. Of course, you see they have raised the issue of coverage, but naturally you not
trust me,
expect
coverage will come in a couple of times.
will not get the same coverage as Abdu, but that is given. Of course, Trump raised those issues in the American presidential election that the media is rigged. That's how he put it. And
he still has issues with the media up to now.
Yeah,
anyway.
he still has issues, and the two-horse narrative which Abduba is complaining about. But you know, he resorted to using the informal media, especially social media. So must you rely on the formal print and electronic media?
There are other alternatives.
There are still other alternatives.
Okay. I need us to talk about the issue of independent candidates. I need us to talk about the issue of independent candidates, and of course that has come from different quarters, both Jubilee and NASA. I understand we have